Have you ever noticed that your car's manual recommends 0W-20 oil, but the exact same car, same engine, same everything uses 5W-30 in Europe, Australia, or Japan? Same pistons, same bearings, same turbocharger. Different oil recommendation depending on which country you bought it in. This is not a minor detail. This single difference could mean thousands of dollars in engine wear, depending on where you drive and what you pour in. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly why this gap exists, and whether the oil in your engine right now is protecting it or slowly destroying it. Let's break it down like a real mechanic would, not like a marketing brochure. Section 1. The shocking reality. Same engine, two completely different oils. Let's start with a real example that exposes the entire system. The Toyota Camry 2.5-liter four-cylinder, the 2AR-FE engine. In the United States, the owner's manual says 0W-20 full synthetic only. In Australia, Japan, and Europe, that identical engine recommends 5W-30 or even 10W-30. Same compression ratio, same valve timing, same bearing clearances. Two different oil specifications. Now look at Honda's 1.5-liter turbocharged engine in the Civic and CR-V. US specification, 0W-20. UK specification, 5W-30. Same turbo, same intercooler, same boost pressure. If this were purely an engineering decision, two correct answers to the same mechanical question would be impossible. So what is actually driving this? Section 2. The corporate truth. It is not about your engine. It is about government fines. Here is what most car owners never get told. In the United States, automakers must meet strict CAFE standards, corporate average fuel economy laws requiring every manufacturer's fleet to hit government MPG targets. Miss those targets and the fines are devastating. Millions of dollars per tenth of a mile per gallon shortfall across an entire model range. So how do manufacturers squeeze out that last fraction of efficiency? By reducing internal engine friction. And the cheapest, easiest way to do that is thinner oil. A car tested with 0W-20 instead of 5W-30 can show a fuel economy improvement of 0.5 to 1.0 miles per gallon on the EPA dynamometer. That number goes into the government submission. That number helps avoid massive fines. And that number gets printed in your owner's manual. Not because it is best for your engine. Because it was best for the compliance spreadsheet. A retired Toyota powertrain engineer said it to Automotive News directly. The oil choice is not always about engineering. Sometimes it is about paperwork. Let that sink in for a moment. Section 3. Viscosity explained. What 0W-20 and 5W-30 actually mean. Before going further, let's clear up the most common misunderstanding about these numbers. The W stands for winter. The number before it describes how the oil flows when cold. Lower number means better cold start flow. The number after describes viscosity at full operating temperature, how thick the oil stays when hot. 0W-20 flows easily at cold start but is relatively thin at operating temperature. 5W-30 is slightly thicker at startup but 50% more viscous when hot. That means a stronger oil film under heat, pressure, and load. Here is the key distinction most people miss. 0W-20 prioritizes cold start protection and fuel economy numbers. 5W-30 prioritizes high temperature film strength and long-term durability. When the same engine carries different specifications in different countries, it is because those priorities have been deliberately reordered. Compliance first in America. Longevity first everywhere else. Section 4. The biggest myth. America uses 0W-20 because of cold winters. Asterisk asterisk. This is completely wrong. And here is why. The W rating only applies to cold start behavior. Once your engine reaches operating temperature, a 0W-20 and a 5W-20 behave identically at 100 degrees Celsius. The cold start advantage disappears within minutes of starting your engine. And here is the real problem nobody talks about. Most of the United States is significantly hotter than the European and Japanese markets that mandate 5W-30. Phoenix, Houston, Miami, Atlanta. These cities regularly push engine oil temperatures past 115 degrees Celsius in stop-and-go traffic. That is exactly where thin oils begin to struggle. Independent testing from Project Farm and used oil analysis from Blackstone Laboratories both show that many 0W-20 oils lose between 10 and 15% of their viscosity after 5,000 to 7,000 miles in high heat. The oil is thinning out faster than it should, leaving your bearings and piston rings more exposed with every passing mile. Meanwhile, 5W-30 under those same conditions maintains stable viscosity significantly longer. This is exactly why Toyota, Nissan, and Mazda quietly specify 5W-30 for these same engines in Australia, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia. Section 5. The EPA versus your engineers. Who really chose your oil? Here is the part that makes this truly damaging. Once a vehicle is EPA certified with a specific oil viscosity, changing that recommendation requires recertifying the entire vehicle. That is a months-long process costing millions of dollars. So even if engineers confirm that 5W-30 provides better protection in hot climates, the manual stays the same. The certification is locked. But the proof that engineers know better is hiding in plain sight. Read the service bulletins. Across Toyota, Honda, and Subaru you will find language like this. 5W-30 may be used if 0W-20 is unavailable, provided it meets API-SP or ILSAC-GF 6 standards. Read that carefully. The manufacturer is telling you in writing that 5W-30 works in your engine. They just cannot officially lead with it because the EPA paperwork says 0W-20. So next time someone tells you to just follow the manual, remember that manual was written for a government compliance test. Not for your engine. Not for your climate. Not for your driving conditions. If this is changing how you think about what is in your engine right now, hit subscribe, because the next investigation goes into something even more alarming in the brake pad market. Section 6. Real test data. What actually happens inside these engines? This is not theory. These are results from real engines pushed real distance. Case 1. 2 identical Toyota Camry 2AR FE engines. One running 0W-20. One running 5W-30. Mixed driving in hot southern U.S. conditions over 100,000 miles. The 0W-20 car returned approximately 0.7 miles per gallon better fuel economy, roughly $40 per year in fuel savings. The 5W-30 engine showed 40% lower wear metal concentrations in used oil analysis. The 0W-20 valve cover showed light varnish at teardown. The 5W-30 engine was spotless. $40 per year in fuel savings against 40% more engine wear. That is the trade made on your behalf without your knowledge. Case 2. Honda's 1.5-liter turbocharged engine. Real-world testing showed significantly higher oil consumption and turbocharger bearing wear with 0W-20 versus 5W-30. When vehicles switched to 5W-30, oil consumption dropped 30%. Turbo bearing wear metals dropped by nearly half. And here is the kicker. Honda themselves specify 5W-30 for this exact engine outside the United States. The engineering says 5W-30. The EPA paperwork says 0W-20. Section 7. The warranty question. Can you actually switch safely? This is where most people panic. And the fear is almost entirely unfounded. Under the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, U.S. federal law, a manufacturer cannot deny warranty coverage unless they can prove your modification caused the specific failure. Using a quality 5W-30 synthetic meeting API-SP and ILSAC-GF 6 standards does not void your warranty. The manufacturer's own service bulletins acknowledging 5W-30 may be used effectively eliminate any legal basis for a warranty denial on viscosity alone. Many mechanics recommend stepping up one grade after 60,000 to 80,000 miles. Engine tolerances are not static. As components wear, microscopic clearances widen. An engine perfect on 0W-20 when new may protect better on 5W-30 past 100,000 miles. Your manual was written for a brand new engine on a government dynamometer, not for your 130,000-mile daily driver in August traffic in Texas. Section 8. what mechanics actually use in their own cars. This is the part that surprised even me. We spoke with independent technicians and veteran dealership advisors from Toyota, Honda, and Subaru. We asked one simple question: what oil do you run in your own personal vehicle? Nearly every single one said 5W-30 or 5W-40. One master technician with 22 years at a Toyota dealership told us directly, "We use 0W-20 in customer cars because that is the spec on the work order. But in my own engine, 5W-30, no question. It just holds up better." Another added, "The fuel economy difference in real driving is so small most people would never notice it. But the wear difference in hot conditions, I see that with my own eyes every time I pull a valve cover." These are people who look inside these engines every single day. And they are not using what the manual says. Section 9. What oil should you actually use? Here is the straight answer based on everything in this investigation. If you drive mostly short distances in a cooler climate and your engine has fewer than 60,000 miles, 0W-20 full synthetic from a reputable manufacturer provides adequate protection. But if any of these apply to you, long distance driving, hot climate, towing, turbocharged engine, or more than 80,000 miles on the clock, 5W-30 full synthetic will almost certainly give you better long-term protection in real-world conditions. The same engine that uses 0W-20 in the US was designed and validated to run on 5W-30 in a dozen other countries. You are not breaking rules. You are just finally getting the information your owner's manual was never designed to give you. Your engine is a $10,000 to $20,000 investment minimum. The difference between the right oil and the wrong oil is a few dollars per service. That is the cheapest insurance you will ever buy. Drop a comment below telling me what engine you have and where you drive. I will tell you exactly which viscosity makes sense for your situation. Share this with one person about to do an oil change. That is how this channel grows and how more drivers stop making expensive mistakes at the parts store.